Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, are the black owned 2023 planners that I have been loving. Now, this is a video I do every year, and I've been getting some questions on some of my old videos. Am I going to do a 2023 version? You betcha I was going to do. I love doing this video, but I've been a little slacking. I know we are in 2023 as I'm filming this and as you're watching this, and I know time to buy planners is usually late 2022, but I have been very much so in my own mind building out my digital planner. If you guys don't know, I launched a digital planner in late 2022, and I have been utilizing digital planning since 2021. So my head hasn't been deep into the physical planner streets. My ear hasn't been to the ground. So I had to do a little bit of research to see what planners I love the aesthetic of. I love the look of them. If you know my channel, I've talked about planning a lot, and there's things for me that I have to have in a physical planner. And this was before my digital planning craze where I could create my own. My digital planner, what I like about it is I create my own little buckets and my own little areas. When you buy a physical planner, you're kind of at the whim of the creator of that physical planner and what they like. So I really do a lot of research in my physical planning selection. So the research that I've done has drawn me to these 5 brands. We're going to start with the planner that if I owned a physical planner, this is the brand that I would buy from, and it is none other than The Booked Store. I'm going to lead it though with they are sold out. You go on their site, they are sold out and they are not restocking. So I'm hoping that you guys, this puts a little bug in your ear to buy them in 2024, but please put them on your idea list November of 2023 if you're buying for 2024, because they are very clear. They're sold out, and don't even ask about restocking because they're not coming back. What they had is what they had, but I have adored the bookstore planners. Now they have 3 versions. They have the Booked and Busy, the Booked and Blessed, and the Booked Deluxe. There was this viral video on TikTok of this person who was a wedding planner, and they were talking about how they don't work for anybody whose budget is less than $80,000, and they were getting ripped apart in the comments. But the one thing that stood out to me about that TikTok is that I knew immediately that she had a bookstore planner. I was like, oh, she has that planner. It's so thick, and I love that. I love a planner that has daily pages. I'm not a weekly planner. A lot of you guys are weekly planners, and I've heard you guys, even in my own digital planner doesn't have a weekly. But I didn't know the weekly market was so strong. But a daily planner, because there's 365 days, they typically are a little bit bigger. And that's what I liked about her bookstore planner. The Booked and Blessed has a lot of motivational, a lot of devotional quotes. The Booked and Busy, I think the site totes it as perfect for that mom who also is a business owner. And the Booked Deluxe just has everything. I mean, it has a regular calendar, a social media calendar. At the start of each week on the calendar, there is a hairstyle tracker, which I'm adoring that. They have full planning pages. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because, like I said, they are out of stock. They do have a digital planner though. So they also have a digital planning option that, of course, is not out of stock. So if you want to test it out, I guess a good way to see that would be using that digital planner from the bookstore that they have as well. But if I was to own a physical planner this year, that would have been the planner that I would have gotten. I usually buy my planners in like November time frame anyway, so I would have probably been good to go. Now, I know that aesthetic might not be for everyone, and even for me, I do like a little bit demure in my planner kind of covers. I like maybe a black, maybe a solid color. If you look at that planner option and you're like, it's bright, it's very pink. The next company, Cloth and Paper, is going to give you a lot more of a sleek and luxurious feel. They have a lot of blacks and creams, and I love a good black and I love a good cream. Those are the colors I kind of gravitate towards, and they have a lot of that on the Cloth and Paper site. My wish is really that Cloth and Paper, the look, and then the inside of the bookstore would merge together, and that would be my amazing combination because it would have that sleek and luxurious feel, but all the pages that I really, really want in the thickness. I love a good thick planner. It's that build your own planner model where you can pick out your own layout, pick out your own inserts, your own spreads, and all of that. The leather is pretty pricey, a little bit pricey. The binders that they have, a bit pricey, but the great thing is you can use that year over year over year. You can just take out the inserts, replace the inserts each year, and then you have that option. So that's a great option for year over year, having that same cover if you love a certain cover. The physical planner I was using before I switched to digital planning in 2022 was the Start Planner, the Start Planner system, not Black owned company. I just really love the daily pages. It's another thick planner because again, I do like the daily pages of this planner. But the thing about it is every year you're at the mercy of what the creator of the planner wants the coverings to be. It's not a lot of options to choose from. I think she had maybe 2. I liked the 2020 year. This was the 2020. I liked this one because it went navy. I have a very navy house. If you've seen like my sheets and my chair in my living room and the chair in my dining room, I like a very blue aesthetic. So this really worked well for me. That next year, I mean, I didn't hate it, but if I had a choice, if this came in like a solid black, like a sleekness, something else that I could have choose from, because again, my planner is like my thing that comes with me all the time. I want to feel confident in the thing that's with me all the time. And I think you get that with cloth and paper. If you don't like the bookstore and the pink aesthetic of that, again, I like a more like demure, solid kind of color if I could, a darker color if I could. Winnie went to town. I got this in 2020. Same year I got my pandemic dog Winnie, and this stays with me all the time, and she was staying with me all the time, and she went to town on this, but by 2021, she was out of that phase. But again, cloth and paper can give you that. Same thing goes with Notique. They are the same concept as cloth and paper, that leather kind of more expensive binding, but again, you get to use that year over year over year. Again, if you're a planner person, you use that for 4 or 5 years until you want to switch up or kind of translate, and you just buy those inserts. The one thing that I did not love about that is they only had, and again, I kind of went through pages to make sure I wasn't missing anything. They only had undated daily pages. I love already dated for me, because I use my daily that often that I know I'm going to use it every single day. So I already want that guesswork taken out, and I want them already pre-dated. That one had undated, and again, which is great for people who do not use their dailies every single day. They might say, okay, January 2nd, I plan, but then I might not plan again another day until January 5th. I kind of get the concept of people who like to see the weeklies, because they say, hey, I don't have anything going on this day, so this day would be completely blank, and I want to see what I have going on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I want to see it in that weekly spread. I'm not that way, because I look at my monthly if I want to see kind of the high level, and then I drill down into the details with the dated. So that was the only con of that Notique that I didn't like. I would have to date every single day. It is good if you want to use it year over year, get those undated pages, put it in your binding and do it that way. They have, I think, cash envelopes. They have the financial tracking pages for goals. Like, again, build your own. That's what I loved about my digital planner, is that I could build it myself and have all the elements that I want. Same thing goes kind of with the cloth and paper and the Notique system. You build what you really want in a physical planner in that way. If you don't utilize project pages, or you don't utilize goals pages, you don't utilize habit tracking pages, you really need it for financial tracking, then you have that option with this planner. Another company in that same family, Ivory Co. Same thing, again, Notique, cloth and paper. It is missing those daily dateds though. It is missing those. Why? Am I alone in this? Tell me down below. Are you daily or weekly? Daily or weekly? I just need to do a poll, because next year, when I launch my digital planner again, I'm going to have more weekly pages than I have daily, because I severely underlooked the weekly market. The weekly planners are out there, and they love that weekly spread. So I'm a heavy daily person, so I would need more daily page options, but I love, again, the look. Last but not least, I saved this one for last as my 5th, because I know it's controversial. I don't want to hear anything about the controversy down below in my comments. I mentioned this company, I believe, in my 2021 version of this video, and I got some comments that they were in the news and blah blah blah. because they were back ordered. They went through a surge of people ordering and they were not able to handle that inventory control and that supply chain. And they had massive supply chain issues last year. And that company is Ivory Paper Co. Now, I have to mention them because if I didn't have the booked and busy planner in mind as my physical planner option, Ivory Paper Co still makes some amazing daily planners. Now, the issue again in 2021 that they had, and people let me know, there was a lot of videos made. I saw some TikToks, some reels. People were upset, was that the orders weren't being fulfilled the way that they needed to be fulfilled. She came out, she apologized, she's admitted she was at fault. She wasn't ready for that. I think she was 2 years in the game at that point. I tend to give people a little bit more grace. Now, if 2022 she's having the same issues, the same complaints from people saying the same thing over again, okay, grace is extended. It's been a couple of years. 2021, you saw the blueprint. 2022 kind of should have adjusted, but I cannot deny I love the look of her planners. Like, out of everything, I like the daily dateds. Love the daily dateds. I also love the fact that she has so many cover options. Like, you're not limited to 1 or 2 cover options. If you don't like something, you can get something else. You can get plain black. You can put your name on it. They have a monogram, so you can put like something at the cover of it, so it's not just whatever the cover of your planner. If you got a happy planner, a day designer, you can kind of customize it in that way. The one con about this planner that I'm not a big fan of is the fact that Sunday and Saturday share a day. I like Sunday and Saturday to be separate pages on my daily pages because I utilize my Saturday and Sunday just like I do my Monday, Tuesday, because I do a lot of content stuff, a lot of Etsy store stuff on Saturday, Sunday. So it's not a work day. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's a relaxation day. When you do content creation and run other things on the side outside of a 9 to 5, Saturday and Sundays aren't just leisurely days. Those are work days too. So I need a full spread, and she has them halved really, and I'm not a big fan of that. I need to see the times just like I see it any other day. I know that would only make the planner thicker. That's what I did not like about the start. The start planner, Sunday and Saturday did share a day, but at least the boxes were a little bit longer. They did share a day, but they had a little bit of longevity to them. Again, so many people, I know last year they had their controversy, but Southwest right now, as I'm filming this, is going through a lot of controversy. People are still going to fly Southwest. Like, they're having all this, people are calling them Southworst, a lot going on, but we're not giving up on Southwest. I mean, I've never flown Southwest. They're not a hub here in Charlotte, but I probably wouldn't give up on Southwest if that was my flight of choice. Just like if American had a similar situation, I fly American all the time. I would not give up on American for one situation. I think this company has learned its lesson. I've seen her like shipping, and so many planners have gone out this year. It looks like everything's back on track. So again, Ivory Paper Co., Black owned, love the daily aspect of it. Probably the second planner that I would own behind the Bookstore Deluxe planner. Now, that's been my video. Again, no planner has everything. The thing about a physical planner is there's things that are going to always be missing. If you want more goals pages, if you want more financial pages, if you want more this, you want more that, it's never going to be everything you want in general. That's why a digital planner might be more up your alley. Explore Etsy for others, not just my own. I'm partial to my own, but Etsy has so many others. But if you really want to customize your physical planner, I really think Notique and Gotham Paper and Goldmine & Co. have that kind of ability to kind of make it your own that I think is missing really from the physical planner game. So you guys, let me know down below, what planners are you loving? It can be Black owned or not. Of course, I want to highlight my Black owned companies out there just because that's kind of what's special to me in my heart. There's so many planners that you could buy. Day Designer, Erin Condren, the Happy Planner. They get so much promotion anyways. I think there's a missing market for the Black owned community side of planning because we love planning too, and a lot of companies are good out there. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't, still give it a big thumbs up. We want all the love and support over here on this channel, as well as we want you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content that I make over here. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 so you can keep up with me in real time. Make sure you're also following me on TikTok at Lia Lavon 89 so you don't miss anything that I have going on. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. The way you back it up, the way you boss in the place, nah.